back to the Awkward Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we have our December reading wrap-up. I've got this like little hair that just keeps like popping up. This month I read 5 books. That was my goal, was to read 5 books. I have been reading so much, which is so great. I love it. You're gonna hear all about it in my 2023 wrap-up. Due to December, and I knew that I would be putting out more content with Bookmas and stuff, I wanted to just be able to do that and take it slow and enjoy the books that I'm reading and just really immerse it more than get it done. My average rating for the month was 3.85, so again on the higher side. And again, we all know that I rate books typically higher. I am trying to be more diligent. On Goodreads though, I do tend to like skew round higher. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of work to get a book published, and that is a feat in and of itself. Congrats to those authors, even if I may not enjoy that particular book. And that's what's beautiful about books, is we all have different tastes and different expectations and different things that we look for with reading. The first book that I'll talk about is Daisy Hates and the Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. This is the 4th book in the Magnolia Parks universe, and this is the book that had me buy all the original covers because I absolutely love this bust. This bust is just amazing, and all the tattoos on it and everything on these older covers has a meaning to it. This one is following Daisy, Christian, and Julian, and I love Julian. I love him so much. He is just, oh. And this also is the same time frame as Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. I relate more to Magnolia. Daisy is awesome. She's just so smart, but also has boy trouble. This series has like got the Gossip Girl, like upper class vibes of high society London with just a lot of toxicity, but it's so good at the same time. And let's just talk about these two together. J Maas's Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, and House of Sky and Breath. And I read both of these. I also did listen to the audiobook for portions of it. Oh, and I will not spoil anything for you because I went into these books with absolutely no knowledge of what was going on. I had like a little bit of knowledge here and there, but for the most part, no. Went in completely blind. Didn't even know the main characters' names until I finally was like, oh, I should read the back of this. I don't know how she does it. This one had me crying so hard. This one had me crying for other reasons. And I just love it. And I'm so excited for House of Flame and Shadow. That comes out at the end of January, and I already have mine pre-ordered. And guess what? It's gonna be a hardcover, so I will have 3 different sizes for each of the books, and that's gonna drive me nuts, but oh well. If you want to get into J Maas's writing, I would recommend reading ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, then Crescent City. ACOTAR, which is more of a romantasy than anything. Throne of Glass is more fantasy based with a little bit of romance, and Crescent City is kind of the good middle ground of half and half fantasy and romance. When I finished both of them, my DMs flooded. I felt quite popular. Then the next book that I'll talk about is The Kingdom of Sweets. I did a reading vlog on this, and honestly, I was disappointed. This was my December book of the month pick, and it is supposed to be a dark, twisted tale of the Nutcracker, just like a different version of it. It didn't live up to that. I love the Nutcracker, so I went in with preconceived expectations. Those were not met. It was very different than how I thought it would play out. The Nutcracker, as we infamously know, is about Clara gets this toy nutcracker from her godfather Drosselmeyer. Then she gets transported into the Kingdom of Sweets with this lovely little nutcracker, and they have to defeat the Mouse King, and it takes place in the in-between times of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This was about twins. It really shouldn't have been a Nutcracker retelling. Yes, there were elements, but they could have just done something completely different instead, and it would have been the same. I get where they were coming from, but at the same time, it was unnecessary to have it be a Nutcracker retelling, because it wasn't. And lastly, fresh off the UPS truck. The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. So this is the second book in the Vancouver Storm series. They are interconnected standalones, so you don't have to read Behind the Net to read The Fake Out. However, you'll just get like a little teasers of people. Oh my gosh. I don't know how she did it better, but she did. And I loved the couple in this book. It is Rory and Hazel. It is dual POV, and there is no third act breakup. I feel like that is very important to state, because when I heard that, I mean, I was already running towards this, and let's just say I threw on my skates to skate as fast as I could to read this book when it first came out. I had to physically own these because they make me so happy, and I am planning on rereading them and annotating the heck out of them, and they will be probably a standard reread in my repertoire. So this is the Vancouver Storm series. It is a professional hockey romance, and I love a hockey romance. I love any sports romance. I'm an athletic girly. I just keep hoping that it's gonna happen to me one day. Rory just transferred to the Vancouver Storm series, which we saw in the previous book. He was rough around the edges at first, but him and Hazel went to school together growing up, and Hazel used to tutor him in high school. But it doesn't really play that big of a role. But Rory has always had a thing for Hazel. Hazel thinks he's just annoying. Hazel is a physiotherapist for the Vancouver Storms, and her ex just got transferred to the team, and he is just gross, slimy, narcissistic butthole. He is awful. Hazel gets to be his physiotherapist, like is assigned randomly. When she's trying to keep it professional, he is just a greaseball and makes some very rude comments, and Hazel goes, "Oh, you know Rory and I are together, right?" Hence the fake dating of the story, and Rory is all about it. He has his own motivations, but like I said, he's always had a thing for Hazel. And you just get to see their relationship grow and overcome certain familial expectations and barriers that have kind of prohibited them from feeling the best about themselves. So they support one another. The communication is so great between them, and I just love them so freaking much. They're just the sweetest, and I'm so excited for the third book in the series. It is about the golden retriever of the team. I'm looking forward to it. It is extremely spicy, like open door spice. So if that's not your thing, I wouldn't get into this series because it is very open door. And if you wanted to check out my spoiler-free reading blog, I'll have that linked up below. These are the 5 books that I read in December. Hope that doesn't fall. The next video you are going to see is my 2023 reading wrap up with my 2024 reading goals. So look forward to that. You may see a few of these in the reflection of that video. So look forward to that, and you can subscribe in the meantime so you don't miss when that video comes up, as well as like this video, and respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye!